goddess must be busy.
Depends on which god are we talking about.
Interesting.
And another chest. In Knorr we trust. Charlie Warley.
You are the best girl. You know that, right?
We all have skeletons in our closet, but Eddie might actually...
Doctor, are you familiar with the Spear of Perseus?
Yes.
Hunter, please. I'm getting a bit old for children's fables, don't you think?
Okay, so it is just a story? The spear isn't a real magical artifact?
No, far from it. In fact, the Spear of Perseus is really a misnomer.
What do you mean?
Well, the Spear of Perseus isn't a physical blade, it's a military tactic. Perseus used to arrange his soldiers into a spear-like formation on the battlefield.
Oh.
That ridiculous legend about a supernatural weapon came centuries later.
I see. I just talked to Eddie, and he is convinced the spear is real. He hopes to hunt it down to use it against Mephisto.
Oh.
Oh, by the hoary hosts of Hoggoth, I hope he enjoys chasing wild geese, because that is what he is about to do.
Doctor, knowing Eddie, I worry he might find something that he believes is actually magical.
Whatever he finds is all but guaranteed to be a chintzy replica, likely ripped from a museum gift shop.
I am sure Mephisto will enjoy using it as a back-scratcher.
Indeed. Let's hope Eddie gets bored with this tale before that happens.
Anything else on your...
Have you checked on Eddie recently? I know.
You talked to Eddie? How's he doing?
Encounters with wild animals go smoother.
Yep.
Sounds about right. Eddie has more in common with a honey badger than he'd like to admit.
He needs time to recover, but it seems he will be all right.
Yep.
Sure, but how do I put this delicately? I'm concerned his emotions will get the better of him.
How so?
Well, Eddie was always an emotional tornado, but the symbiote doesn't help. It feeds off his emotions, enhances them.
Yeah.
Eddie's feelings
He's
are not
like
his
a
own?
loose cannon.
Oh, they are, but they're amplified, sometimes to a dangerous degree. Take it from me, the symbiote can really wind your gears.
Eddie will have an easier time taming his impulses if he feels like part of the team.
You're right about that. I hope the rest of the team can be patient with him while he adjusts. Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on him. If he stops acting like the Eddie I know, you'll be the first to hear it.
Okay.
Book club tonight. You in?
Yes.
Meet you there.
I'll walk you.
Club meeting.
Whenever I read this book, I can still hear the General's voice in my head. Yeah?
Welcome to Book Club.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't realize Steve knew the author. I really should have read this when he first asked.
If you haven't already, you should welcome Logan. You good?
Let's do
I
it.
am ready.
Before we start, I want to welcome Logan to the book club. What did you think of the book?
I didn't read it.
Okay then, guess I'll start. Steve, I really enjoyed this book.
What stood out to you?
I know people have different approaches to leading others, but I never considered what drives them to do so. Take Custer. He led from the front and was mostly loved by his troops, but his drive for personal glory affected every choice he made. Eventually, Custer picked a fight he couldn't handle. His recklessness led to the death of himself and every soldier he commanded.
His mistake was making decisions to elevate his own standing instead of his troops.
Makes sense. The better they do, the more he gets credit for leading them to victory. I think the biggest lesson, beyond don't be Custer, is that an outsized ego is a double-edged sword for a leader.
Also, you can't just get through life with a pretty face.
I thought you didn't read the book.
I didn't, but I picked things up from context.
I learned more about George Washington from this book than anything I was taught in school.
Yeah, that surprised me as well.
Before this, I associated him with statues, paintings, and the dustiest parts of American history. But here we see a military leader whose personal ambition was the victory of his army. He was clear-eyed about his goals and knew how to get out of his own way.
Yep.
Washington led from the top, though he kept counsel with various advisors. Once he made a decision, he expected his subordinates to follow his orders.
This George Washington reminds me of you.
Yes.
You'd better not say it's the hair.
No, you keep counsel at Central. Once you make up your mind, you assign missions to the rest of us.
Leads like George Washington. I'll take it. More than anyone else in the book, Washington believed true leadership is a contract bestowed upon you by those whom you lead.
Yes.
And that's where the book gets its title.
Right. The mantle of authority. It's something that augments you.
Yes.
Which brings us to our final profile.
We really don't have to do this one. And now I'm interested.
Steve, how long have you bugged me to read this?
Not because of the chapter on me. You all know General Phillips selected me for the Super Soldier program. For a time, he commanded me in the field, and that's why my profile is in the book.
I see.
He was kind to say I led by example. Maybe that's how it used to be. But the Avengers isn't a military organization. If I gave Tony an order, he'd laugh in my face.
Oh, really?
To get anything done, I need the group's consensus. I can't give pretty speeches about the need to sacrifice. I have to show that putting in the effort today will make a better tomorrow.
Oh.
It cannot be as simple as you make it sound.
Yes.
Oh, it never is. It's a constant struggle, and you won't always see eye to eye. Still, I find it's absolutely worth the effort. Leadership you can gain, but trust, that you have to earn.
Uh-huh.
But I find little enjoyment in talking about myself, so yeah, let's end it here.
Okay.
All right, we'll call it here. Next month is... Hunter, do you have any books to suggest?
None from the past few centuries.
Then Logan could pick the next one.
Sure. The Adventures of Crash Morgan number 5, The Last Queen of Deimos.
What is that exactly?
It's about a space explorer with a ray gun, a jetpack, and a fishbowl helmet. Travels through space with a robot dog. They get in wacky adventures.
That's a classic. A buddy of mine had that in basic.
Oh.
I'm always up for space nonsense.
I'm not, but that's the book. I'll give it a shot.
I'm not sure why Logan joined Book Club if he's not going to read the books.
You are not required to do so.
Come on, it's the principle.
I'm actually surprised Steve recommended this book.
Why?
Steve can take a compliment, but he's uncomfortable with praise, especially from someone he respects.
What did you think?
Well, the punch is decent, but there should have been a bigger spread.
What I meant, what did you think about Book Club?
I just told you. Thumbs up for punch, thumbs down for snacks.
You hairy.
Well, at least Logan showed up.
You did not think he would.
I wasn't sure he'd be into Book Club, and I don't know what to expect from that book of his.
The name alone has me intrigued.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right. I should learn to roll with the unexpected.
You welcomed a resurrected demon slayer into your life. Now we read books together.
Can't argue with that. When you first joined, I wanted you to keep an open mind about Book Club. I owe Logan the same courtesy you showed me.
Good call.
You calling it?
Yep. Time to
Yeah, I am done.
Righteous.
go. Gains block equal to damage dealt for 2 turns. Not work. Force. While in hand gain 44 damage dealt. Okay.
Anything else on your mind?
Mephisto is a force of pure malevolence. Ideally, our paths should never cross his again.
Mephisto is the real devil, and Catone is even worse. Then there is still Lilith. I can talk.
Did you tire of listening to Dr. Strange's stories? The ones where multi-tentacled old ones feasted on cavemen?
Nah, actually that sounds up my alley. I just needed some fresh air.
Okay.
Plus, Robbie likes to crank the volume on his video games, and I don't like loud noises.
Oh, We know.
Right. Your costume is sensitive to powerful sonics.
You know, it's funny. My other has protected me from so many things over the years. Sometimes pushes away more than just bullets.
You are intimidating. You cannot blame people who want to keep their distance.
Yep.
I can't blame them, and I don't. I know Venom's presence sends people running, but I like that. When fists
Sometimes.
start flying, I want the crowds to disperse so innocent people don't get hurt.
So your other's appearance is functional, but is it necessary?
Maybe not. I'm not the only person who bonded with my symbiote. The suit often changes appearance with each new host.
Never change.
Do not change anything. What you are doing is working.
My thoughts exactly. Why fix what's not broken?
Yep.
Sounds like you have not spent much time around Tony.
If that man comes near me with a wrench, I'll make him eat it. And his suit doesn't have an acid-filled stomach.
You and your symbiote have an interesting relationship.
It's simultaneously the strangest relationship I've ever had, as well as the most comforting.
Oh, really?
Thanks for talking about it, Hunter. I don't think everyone inside would take the time to understand how I tick.
Oh. Charlie Wally. There's a
Hey,
good
Charlie
joke.
Warley puppy face.
Could we change the name of the group to the Midnight Moons? I'm not a fan of the sun.
Oh, hey, Hunter.
Vortex and Overload Plus. Lethal Bounce. And Rapid Healing. Handy hand. Warm upgrade.
I'm here if you need me.
Hunter, hello.
You're the oldest American at the Abbey, isn't that right?
Yep.
I was born here, yes, but last I recall, this land was British colonies.
Wow. So you missed the birth of our country.
Yep.
The notion of a free land was not a popular idea outside of late nights at taverns.
Being a piece of American history myself, I'm kind of a buff about our history. Do you remember any big news from your time?
I was fishing near the Charles River when a group of kids tried to steal my haul of crappie.
Early hooligans.
Yep.
Indeed. What was strange was they were led by a 6-year-old boy who was smarter than Tony Stark.
Oh.
For such a young boy, he had a unique worldview. As we gazed at the river's currents, he told me of his dream to touch lightning.
Wait. Was this child named Benjamin Franklin?
Yes, that rings a bell.
You met Benjamin Franklin when he was a kid?
Of course.
Hunter, to quote Robbie, I am geeking out so hard right now. You met a legitimate founding father.
Yes.
Hunter, your stories fascinate me. You brushed elbows with history.
It is the past. None of it matters if we do not stop Lilith.
Yep.
Of course. Thank you for giving me a distraction, Hunter. I feel like I
Don't worry
know
about
you
it.
so much better now.
It's not much, but I have managed to locate a few details.
Gamma.
Welcome to Tony's Scary Demon Cave. I'm Tony, and how may I assist you today? Competition Charlie left a scanning coil in the hallway. Third. Sometimes, I even impress myself.
Mind. Spike burst. Holy, the next one is not the solid exhaust. Forge upgrade. Challenges.
Always a pleasure.
Nico.
Hunter,
We are not poisonous, but we are still deadly. We do
I envy your hunting skills.
I guess I'll say, aw shucks.
Hey, can I ask a favor?
Yes.
Ah, thanks, Hunter.
Witch Storm. Nice.
nice to get some.
Blueprint Debbie. Spike.
Well, you know what they say about...
Time to take it to the next level. I think we've got something for everyone.
Holy gift plus. Next up will not discard exhausted for one heroism. Draw a card for each cave.
New and improved.
Hydra won't want to tussle with me now.
We've
Okay, let's arrange skills. When light at 10% on gym symbiote limit one time. increase your attack every time. Once per encounter, redraw light attacks and heroics. Unity color. The next play 5 light and bomb in any order to gain 1 fast. Patience. Light balance. State plus. Okay. Weak strike. Brooklyn handshake. One, two draws, +1 moves. Oh. Shield bounce plus spang punch plus. Bring it on plus.
Think Doctor Strange knows. Back again. All right then.